Hello, welcome. This is ironic, by the way. I've got a top on that says not made for walking, and I'm walking. So yeah, welcome to this week's episode. As I was building, or I am building towards Valencia Marathon, still not made a decision whether I'm going to be running Valencia on December 1st or not, but Mother Nature might have done that for me as well, as we may or may not have Valencia Marathon cancelled. That's another question for another day. So yeah, personally, come down with a bit of an Achilles calf niggle. So this week's episode, I'm going to delve into just what my Achilles and calf niggle is, as I've seen a physio this week and got a diagnosis, and also started or progressed on with my rehab program as I learn to rebuild how to run and rebuild a little bit of strength back in my Achilles and my calf. So yeah, join me this week to understand just what I've got wrong with me and what I can do to help fix it. Might also help you understand the importance of a right physio and having a second opinion, because we all think that we know best, but sometimes we don't. So yeah, just see what happens this week. Yeah, so anyway, the good news is that I can still run on my Achilles and calf issue. I just need to limit my load. So I went to see Gav Walker on Tuesday night this week. I had already run Monday morning and biked a little bit as well. I've started logging the time that I'm training instead of the distance, which I do anyway. So trying to get some sort of like between 10 and 12 hours a week on the bike or running, and just mixing between the two. So yeah, Monday morning went out and did, it was just 5 mile and then 15 mile on the bike, which were about 50 minutes on the bike as well. And then Tuesday went out and did 15 mile, 45 on the bike in the morning, and then 2k on the treadmill, and then went and ran with Dave Hanks Tuesday night. Tuesday night though, before I did run with Dave Hanks, did see Gav, and Gav said, and after a full diagnosis, and I'll show you some like picture-in-picture stuff, not when I filmed my physio appointment, but what I've reenacted, like BBC Panorama. Yeah, so Gav said I've got tendinopathy in two places, one on my heel and one in my mid portion of my Achilles. He also said that my calf is operating at 2 centimetre flexibility in my right leg, whereas my left leg is operating around 9 centimetres of flexibility. Both are on the tight level, but obviously a massive imbalance between my right and my left. So yeah, full diagnosis is I need to be working on between 4 different types of loading as I rebuild strength, and I'll delve into that after I've gone through my training week. And then I think I had a little bit of confidence after seeing Gav on Wednesday night, because I went out and did 45 on the bike in the morning, and then in the evening went and did 5.28 miles, so a bit further than 5 mile, around Darfield, and just ran for about 40 minutes. Felt okay actually, and felt like I had a little bit of strength in it, but yeah, as I'm going up and down the hills, obviously it's not great. Thursday, went out and did 10k in the morning, and then in the evening did an hour back on the bike. And then Friday, it was an hour on the bike in the morning. I'm trying to alternate if I'm running in morning or evening, just to give myself like quite a long period of rest between some runs and then a short period between the other, just to manage my load and understand what my body can handle as well at this moment in time. Friday night's run though did feel quite well. Friday afternoon's run did feel quite good. Ran at 7-minute miles for 7 miles, and felt quite sprightly. I think it's just the fitness that the base fitness that I've got that's getting me through that, to be honest. It's not the current fitness that I'm in at the minute. And then Saturday, I do love a park run, and there's one local to where we are now in Hornsey, called Baysgarth, just over the Humber Bridge. So I thought, yeah, let's go and do a new park run. So did a mile warm up. Naomi ran with Bessie on the warm up, then Piper ran with Naomi on the run just for the 5k. I don't want to run the dogs, if I'm honest, just because the unpredictability of them. And then Piper got 19:17, so yeah, Piper PB, quickest that she's ever done a park run, which is class. So yeah, that was something to celebrate. And I ran 19:02 or something like that. Naomi ran obviously with Piper, so got Piper PB with Piper. We were 1 and 2 over the line. Well, 1, 2 and 3, because now we were third, Piper was second and I were first. So yeah, that was quite a good family day out. And then I did like 3k cool down, so it ended up being 6 mile for Saturday morning. Calf felt okay, but again, just managing my load. And then this morning, just been out and done 7 mile on the roads around here. Garmin is it can be a wonderful thing at times, but technology wise it can be frustrating as well. So my ground contact time balance is 45% on my right leg, which is my injured leg, and 55 on my strong leg, which is obviously then causing imbalances and tight quads and calves everywhere else. So yeah, something that I need to brush up on, but it will improve as strength regains back in my right calf and as I go through my rehab program as well. This week I'll have done, I think it's around 43 miles, which is an improvement on last week. It's 43 miles worth of running, and I'll have done as well probably about 10.5 hours worth of exercise in total. So yeah, not a shabby day, a shabby week at the office, which is good. And yeah, just get that confidence back that I was riding probably around this time a month ago. So yeah, I'll delve in when we get home into my rehab program and talk you through the 4 different stages of exercises that I'll be using. So that's isometric, concentric, eccentric and plyometric as well, just to rebuild strength and those exercises that I'll be using through them stages. And it's all building me up towards doing a hop test. So as soon as I can master a hop test, it means that I'm good to go in some way, shape or form. At the minute I can't do a single leg calf raise on my right leg, so yeah, not confident that I'll be able to do a hop test. I'd probably be able to do one if my life depended on it, and my life does depend on it because I enjoy running, but it wouldn't be smart, would it? Like, I'd probably do some long-term damage. In other news, I'm into November. I've run every day for, it'd be 9 years at the end of this month, so 30th of November 2015 was the first day of my streak. The day before that, spent it in bed throwing my guts up, like missing the Barnsley 10k at the time, like a race that I hold close to my heart because it's Barnsley and I love Barnsley. But yeah, it's been a long time, and 9 years is a very, very long time. Unfortunately, one of the lads that I do train with, Gary, he broke his ankle yesterday, so I think I've got it bad at the minute. Yeah, he slipped on the trail, fell over, rocked his ankle and heard it crack, made a trip to A&E, and yeah, he's broke his ankle, and he's got 5 years 6 months on his run streak. So yeah, quite sad to see a fellow run streaker and pal and brother really end his streak early. Always thought that it'd be in your control when you do any streak, and that's just where it is. It's life at times. There's stuff that happens without your out of your control, so yeah, control the controllables, don't do it stupid and slip on the Transpennine Trail. So when I get home, I'll delve into my rehab program, explain what they mean, and it might be something that you could help yourself as well when you need to rebuild strength. Just take some learning from stuff that I'm saying. I hope people do learn from what I'm saying, because if not, I'm just rambling, aren't I? So yeah, I'll see you in a bit. We've got a long drive to do now. Naomi's driving as well, so she drove here on Friday night in the dark, and that were interesting. So yeah, we'll see you in a bit. So we made it home, and it's now Tuesday and not Sunday, so I didn't have time Sunday to film the rest of my video. So yeah, we've ended up making it to Tuesday morning, where I've now got a chance to actually film a bit of my video. So yeah, I'm going to talk about what sort of strength and conditioning that I'm doing, and the different phases of like muscle contraction, and how I can use those phases or stages or types, in fact, of muscle contraction to help heal my injury through the process of rehabilitation. So yeah, I'll show you one of the tests that Gav did with me as well, just to help you understand how limited my range of motion is in my ankle at the minute, and it might also help you. Just try it on yourself. So I'm just going to grab a tape measure because I've not got a ruler in the house. Found my tape measure, so lined it up against the wall as so. Sorry about the lighting, I'm using my phone off the side of a box that we've got in the living room. Also got a leaf vacuum thing as well. So yeah, lined it up against the wall, and all I had to do, so is I put this is my good leg, so put my toe against the wall, and it's measuring it in centimetres. Look, on the side. So toe against the wall, toe against the measurer, and then I'd lean forward and try and touch the wall as so. So that's going off 3 centimetres, so move it a bit further back. I know that I'm quite confident. It's going off 7 centimetres here, look. So toe to the wall, and the trick is to try and keep your heel down on the floor. As soon as your heel starts moving, that's when you know your range of flexibility. I'm not the most flexible person anyway. So on that leg, anyway, on my left leg, my good leg, figured out it were around 7.5 centimetres. So switched it over to my bad leg. So started off on 2 centimetres to be pessimistic, and knee to the wall, could just about do it on 2 centimetres. So then shuffled a bit further back, 3 centimetres, knee to the wall. And at this point, this is where my ankle, my heel starts lifting off the floor, around 3 centimetres. So it's showing that in my ankle and my calf, measuring my ankle and calf flexibility, that it's not very good in my right leg. So in order to improve that, it will be a little bit of tightness in there due to the injury and stuff, but in order to improve that, I need to make it stronger. And it measured that my calf is actually a lot shorter on my right than it is on my left. So as part of that, I've got a fair bit of S&C and strength and conditioning to do that I'll run through with you now, just to break down what the different types of muscle contractions are and how I can use them to benefit my recovery. So come up to the bedroom, because this is where I've been doing most of my exercises, to be honest. Not like that, honest, promise you. So yeah, there's 4 different types of muscle contraction, and I'll be using these as through different phases of my recovery, with the idea that each phase increases the amount of load that I can put on my calf and my Achilles. Gav diagnosed me with Achilles tendinopathy in 2 places and a shorter calf because of flexibility issues. So it's all about rebuilding the strength in the Achilles and in the calf through a progressive amount of load, not overdoing it and not undercooking it either. So the 4 types of muscle contraction, the first one is the first phase of recovery, is called an isometric contraction, and those types of contractions are where you're holding it, so it's like a static hold, and this is, I'm calling it phase 1. The first phase 1A, if you want to call it, is holding this for 5 to 6 seconds and keeping the muscle under tension. So I've been doing a fair few exercises in this phase, some of them using a resistance band like this thing here, look, and some of them using just my own body weight. So I've got a seated calf raise, which is literally just seated and going up on my tiptoes and back down, and then a seated calf extension, which is wrapping this thing around my toes and then just pushing my calf out like I am driving a vehicle. And then another thing as well is just mobilising my ankle and my calf and flossing it against the wall. That'll just be a really slow, and then just holding it on full extension as well. And then another one I've been doing is just standing on one leg. Sounds very simple, doesn't it? So just standing on one leg and changing my body position, so it might be kicking my leg that I'm not standing on back or out to the side or out to the front, just to reignite my proprioception in my ankle. And then I've also been doing some glute bridges, which is like hip thrusts in this phase, and just holding them at the top of the extension for 5 seconds to begin with. And then as well, a double leg calf raise, so going up on both legs, using my strong leg for my support, and yeah, just holding it at the top 5 to 6 seconds. I have progressed through this now, and I'm now on to phase 1B of holding these for 10 seconds, so a little bit longer, and putting my calf and my ankle just under a little bit more stress and getting a bit more strength in those. It is working, and seeing the benefits. And then the next type of contraction that I've been using, so this is phase 2, which I've just started to get onto the edge of this as well. So phase 2 of my muscle contraction, and using it as a rehab process. So you've got concentric, which means shorten, Like you can think like concentrated means shorten, dense your muscle, bring it in together. And then you've got eccentric, which means lengthen, to make the muscle bigger through the exercise. These are usually done through reps, and there might be slow and controlled reps during this phase. It's all about practicing your form and ensuring that these are done correctly and it's done right. You might as well get it right from day dot. So it's doing all the above. It might be doing them with a little bit more like repetition in them rather than a hold, and just repeating these, but keeping them slow and controlled. But it's also, and this is where I've started touching onto the edge of yesterday, adding in lunges to strengthen your proprioception in your ankles, but also strengthen your calves, your glutes, your hamstrings and your quads around them. Good stabilizers for your body. Also adding in bodyweight squats, which I've started doing as well yesterday. And yesterday, which were quite a big thing for me, I got up to a single leg calf raise, which is just using obviously your singular leg, your one leg. Got up and I used a little bit of support, so put my hands on the worktop or on a bar in the gym, just to support me getting up. And I'd say I was using around 75% of my body weight to do so. So yeah, that was quite a big thing yesterday. So it meant I got a little bit more strength back in my calf and in my ankle, which meant I could do that. And then beyond this, the phase that I'm in now, it'll be doing some heel drops, so that I've not actually gone below into dorsiflexion. So dorsiflexion is when your toes come up towards you. So not got below into dorsiflexion yet and developed any strength in that. So doing some heel drops on the steps, which everyone tells you to do to begin with when you get Achilles pain. But really, it's putting your body under quite a lot of stress and contracting the muscle to a point that isn't really that comfortable at the minute for me. So I've not introduced them until I know that I am a little bit stronger. And then another one that I'll be doing in this stage is heel toe walks or toe heel walks. So basically that's walking on my tiptoes up and down the place like I'm wearing a pair of high heels. And that'll just strengthen again proprioception. It'll strengthen my calves, my Achilles, so that I can get through the exercise. And it sort of mimics running because I'm a 4-foot midfoot striker, but it's just doing it in a controlled environment. Yeah, and all these will be done slow, controlled, and keeping it at a nice, decent tempo as well whilst you're doing them. And then my last phase of muscular contraction that I'll be using, so this is phase 3, and I'll be using this towards the back end when I know that I can make a comfortable return to running training. I am still running at the minute, but it's not I'd say it's just going out and getting the job done. It's not nothing fancy and nothing too special. So my last phase of muscular contraction is plyometric stuff. So plyometric really means power, explosive, you're jumping and stuff like that. I've got 4 elements in here. Throughout each phase, I am doing calf, the measurement test as well, using the tape measure against the wall. So just to check it that it's improving and check that there's not as much pain in it as well. That's a good indicator. Not being on the ibuprofen for about a week now, so that helps as well to actually know what your body is feeling. So 4 exercises that I've put in for this bit. It might change as I get further down the line, and I will keep you updated. I'm good at that, aren't I? Step up, so it's literally just stepping up onto a box, stepping up onto a step, and making sure that I can do it. At the minute, I can't walk up the stairs and walk up on my toes, so it's making sure that I've got the correct technique in doing so. So it might just be walking up and down the stairs at home. So step ups, and doing them pain-free as well to develop the strength in the calf and the ankle. If you are in a gym, it is just stepping up and down. It might be step up with a knee drive as well to keep your one leg straight, and then again works on that ankle stability. Another one as well is just hopping. So yeah, jumping from your ankle to your other one. So up and down, as simple as it comes. You might shut your eyes and just picture it. And then another one in there is jump squats. There's 5 exercises in here actually. jump squats to really like put some tension and some load and some power into the ankle as well. It might be as well, I might do some box jumps in that, which is a similar sort of exercise, which is jumping up onto a box. See how CrossFitters do it, don't you? And then as well some split lunges, so that's lunging but then jumping into your next lunge, to really again build on that strength and that power that I can generate from the ankle and the calf and all my joints in my right leg. And then a last one as well, this is a biggie then, is just doing a standing hop test. So it's progressing. Yes, I'll still be doing the calf measurement test, because I do, if it doesn't return to some sort of flexibility in that calf, I do need to return it at some stage. So yeah, still doing that, but doing a standing hop test. And if I can do that pain-free, it means that I'm sort of over the injury and I'm on the way to improvement. So yeah, that's the sort of stuff that I've been doing. In terms of treatment, it's just ice, and then elevating it as well. So sleeping with a pillar under my foot whilst I'm in bed. And yeah, it is returning. Swelling's gone down. It's not in the reactive phase anymore. It's in I'd say the strength building phase, which is a good place to be in. And what I'll do is just gradually increase the running mileage, try and maintain the biking mileage for a bit, and then drop that off as my running mileage comes back to something right. Sticking around that 10 to 12 hour mark of doing some cardiovascular exercise, and then putting in as well my strength-based stuff. So yeah, those are the 4 phases of muscular contraction that I'll be using. So isometric, concentric, eccentric, and plyometric. The isometric comes in phase 1, concentric and eccentric comes in phase 2, and then the plyometric is phase 3 of my return to some sort of strength and running performance. Don't know how long they will take. It is all a time game, and some days there might be setbacks, and that's fine, but it's not a setback, it's just a learning thing. If there is pain in it the day after, it's a good measure that I've probably overdone it the day before as well. So yeah, keeping it realistic, keeping my feet on the ground until I get to the plyometric stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching. Hope you've enjoyed listening to me delve into something that is running related, but none of us ever see it as running related, and strength and conditioning is invaluable to unlocking like some sort of fitness goals. A lot of stuff. I watched a thing with Stephen Scullion yesterday, and he was like, Mo Farah said to him, get in the gym before you return to running, because you need to build that strength up, and that's where sometimes those hidden gains can be made. A lot of people don't see that. We just see the runs that people do on Strava, don't we? And I know I can be a sucker of it. So yeah, thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button if you're still watching this far down. And yeah, hopefully catch you next week, where there will be some more running and more progression in my return from injury. So yeah, bye.